Did you know that something as simple as foam in your toilet bowl could be an early warning sign that your kidneys are struggling to do their job? Here's what makes this really alarming. Most people ignore these bubbles, thinking it's just soap residue or hydration issues, when in reality, it could indicate protein leaking into your urine, a condition called proteinuria. And here's the kicker. According to the National Kidney Foundation, proteinuria affects approximately 1 in 10 adults worldwide, and many don't even realize they have it until significant kidney damage has already occurred. This isn't just about inconvenient bathroom observations. Unchecked proteinuria can accelerate kidney disease, increase your risk of cardiovascular events by up to 50%, and lead to complete kidney failure requiring dialysis. The frustrating part? Conventional wisdom tells you to just drink more water and reduce salt. But that barely scratches the surface of what your kidneys actually need. Today, we're going to expose 4 common habits that secretly damage your kidney filters and leak protein into your urine. Plus, reveal 3 scientifically backed nutrients that can actually help protect these vital organs and potentially reduce protein loss. Let's be real for a second. Your kidneys are working non-stop, filtering about 200 quarts of blood every single day, removing toxins, balancing electrolytes, and regulating blood pressure. They're essentially your body's waste management system, operating 24/7 without a break. But here's where things get concerning. Kidney disease is often called a silent killer because symptoms typically don't appear until you've already lost 60–70% of kidney function. By the time you notice persistent foaming in your urine, fatigue, or swelling in your ankles, the damage may already be extensive. Research from Johns Hopkins University shows that early-stage chronic kidney disease often goes undiagnosed for years, during which time preventable damage continues accumulating. What makes this even more frustrating is that many of the things we've been told are healthy or harmless can actually contribute to kidney stress and protein leakage. From seemingly innocent beverages to well-intentioned dietary choices, these habits slowly wear down your kidney filters called glomeruli, making them more permeable and allowing valuable proteins to escape into your urine instead of staying in your bloodstream where they belong. The consequences go beyond just kidney health. Proteinuria is strongly associated with increased cardiovascular disease risk, stroke, and overall mortality. But here's the good news. Understanding what damages your kidneys and what protects them gives you real power to change your trajectory before irreversible damage occurs. Number 4, energy drinks. Those colorful cans promising instant alertness and peak performance might be giving your kidneys a serious beating. Energy drinks have become incredibly popular, with the global market reaching over $86 billion in 2024, but their impact on kidney health is deeply concerning. The primary issue is their extremely high caffeine content, often containing 150 to 300 milligrams per serving, sometimes even more in concentrated shots. A study published in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology in 2023 found that excessive caffeine intake, particularly from energy drinks, was associated with increased proteinuria in young adults. The mechanism is straightforward but damaging. Caffeine causes vasoconstriction, temporarily raising blood pressure and forcing your kidneys to work harder to filter blood. When this happens repeatedly, the delicate capillaries in your glomeruli become damaged, making them leaky. But caffeine isn't the only culprit. Energy drinks are loaded with excessive amounts of B vitamins, particularly niacin and B6, which in extreme doses can actually stress kidney function rather than support it. They also contain high levels of taurine and other amino acids that, while generally safe in normal amounts, can create additional metabolic burden when consumed in the megadoses found in these beverages. One documented case from the American Journal of Kidney Diseases involved a 29-year-old construction worker who developed acute kidney injury after consuming 3 to 4 energy drinks daily for several months, presenting with significant proteinuria that took weeks to resolve after discontinuation. These drinks hide in plain sight at gas stations, vending machines, and gym coolers, marketed as performance enhancers when they're often performance destroyers for your kidneys. The combination of stimulants, excessive vitamins, and often high sugar content creates a perfect storm for kidney stress. Number 3, excessive alcohol consumption. Regular heavy alcohol intake does far more kidney damage than most people realize, and the effects are both direct and indirect. Alcohol is a diuretic, meaning it increases urine production, which might sound beneficial but actually leads to dehydration. When you're dehydrated, your blood becomes more concentrated, forcing your kidneys to work harder to filter waste products. Research from the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology in 2022 demonstrated that chronic alcohol consumption, defined as more than 3 to 4 drinks daily, was associated with a 28% increased risk of developing proteinuria compared to non-drinkers or moderate drinkers. The mechanism involves both direct toxicity to kidney cells and indirect effects through blood pressure elevation. Alcohol raises blood pressure acutely and chronically, and high blood pressure is one of the leading causes of kidney disease worldwide. When blood pressure inside the kidney's filtering units stays elevated, the glomerular membrane becomes damaged and more permeable, allowing proteins to pass through. Additionally, alcohol impairs your liver's ability to produce certain proteins and metabolic compounds that normally protect kidney tissue. There's also evidence that alcohol increases oxidative stress throughout the body, including in kidney tissue, where free radicals can damage the delicate filtering structures. A particularly concerning aspect is that alcohol often comes with other kidney stresses like high salt content in cocktail mixes, dehydration from dancing or socializing without adequate water intake, and poor dietary choices made while drinking. You'll find alcohol everywhere: restaurants, social gatherings, sporting events, and increasingly in hard seltzers and canned cocktails, marketed as healthier alternatives when they still carry the same kidney risks. Number 2, high-sodium processed foods. The typical Western diet contains an astonishing 3,400 millimacarons of sodium daily, nearly 50% higher than the recommended maximum of 2,300 millimacarons, and much of this comes from processed and packaged foods rather than the salt shaker. This excessive sodium intake directly damages your kidneys through multiple pathways. First, high sodium intake increases blood pressure by causing water retention, which expands blood volume and forces your heart to pump harder. This elevated pressure transmits directly to your kidney's filtering units, causing mechanical stress that damages the glomerular membrane over time. A comprehensive study from Kidney International in 2023, involving over 15,000 participants, found that individuals consuming more than 4,000 milligrams of sodium daily had a 37% higher incidence of proteinuria compared to those maintaining intake below 2,500 milligrams. The damage isn't just from blood pressure, though. Sodium directly affects the electrical charge of the glomerular filtration barrier. Your kidney filters normally repel negatively charged proteins like albumin, but excess sodium disrupts this charge balance, making the barrier more permeable. This allows proteins to leak through even without significant structural damage. Additionally, high sodium intake increases calcium excretion in urine, which can contribute to kidney stone formation, and stones can cause inflammation and damage that worsens proteinuria. The most insidious aspect of sodium overconsumption is how hidden it is. A single restaurant meal can contain an entire day's worth of sodium. Processed meats, like deli turkey, canned soups, frozen dinners, bread, pizza, and condiments, are absolutely loaded with sodium. Even foods that don't taste particularly salty, like breakfast cereals and cottage cheese, can pack hundreds of milligrams per serving. One 45-year-old patient, documented in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, reduced her proteinuria by 40%, simply by eliminating processed foods and cooking meals from whole ingredients, bringing her sodium intake from over 4,500 millimoles to under 2,000 millimoles daily. The cumulative effect of years of high sodium consumption creates persistent kidney stress that accelerates decline in function. Number 1. Sugar-sweetened beverages. Here's the number one kidney destroyer hiding in plain sight: regular consumption of sodas, sweetened teas, fruit juices, and other sugar-loaded drinks. This might surprise you because we often think of sugar primarily affecting blood glucose and weight. But the kidney damage from these beverages is profound and well documented. The average American consumes approximately 17 teaspoons of added sugar daily, with beverages accounting for nearly half of that intake. A landmark study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association in 2023 tracked over 8,000 adults for 15 years and found that those consuming 2 or more sugar-sweetened beverages daily had a 61% increased risk of developing proteinuria and were twice as likely to progress to chronic kidney disease. The damage mechanism is multifaceted. First, excessive sugar consumption leads to insulin resistance and metabolic syndrome, conditions strongly associated with kidney disease. When your body becomes insulin resistant, it triggers inflammatory pathways that directly damage the endothelial cells lining your kidney's blood vessels and glomeruli. Second, high fructose intake, particularly from high fructose corn syrup found in most sodas, generates uric acid as a metabolic byproduct. Elevated uric acid levels are nephrotoxic, meaning they're directly poisonous to kidney tissue. Studies have shown that elevated serum uric acid correlates strongly with proteinuria progression. Third, the glycation process, where sugar molecules bind to proteins and fats in your blood, creates advanced glycation end products that accumulate in kidney tissue, causing inflammation and fibrosis that stiffens and damages the filtering structures. A particularly troubling case study from clinical nephrology involved a 34-year-old man who developed significant proteinuria after years of consuming a 2-liter bottle of cola daily. Within 6 months of eliminating sugary drinks and normalizing his blood sugar, his proteinuria decreased by 55%. These beverages are ubiquitous. Vending machines, convenience stores, restaurants offering free refills, coffee shops with sugar-laden specialty drinks, and even supposedly healthy options like vitamin waters and sports drinks that contain shocking amounts of added sugar. Now, I know that might feel overwhelming. You've just learned that several common habits could be silently damaging your kidneys and causing protein to leak into your urine. But here's the important shift. Knowledge gives you power. And understanding what harms your kidneys is only half the equation. The other half is knowing what actually protects and supports these vital organs. The good news is that certain vitamins have shown real promise in scientific studies for reducing proteinuria and supporting kidney health. These aren't magic bullets, and they absolutely should complement proper medical care rather than replace it. But the research suggests they can provide meaningful benefits when used correctly. So let's shift our focus from problems to solutions and explore 3 specific vitamins that could help protect your kidney filters and potentially reduce protein leakage. Number 3, vitamin D. Vitamin D has emerged as a crucial nutrient for kidney health, going far beyond its well-known role in calcium absorption and bone health. The connection between vitamin D and kidney function is bidirectional. Your kidneys actually activate vitamin D into its usable form, and vitamin D in turn protects kidney tissue through multiple mechanisms. Research from the American Journal of Kidney Diseases in 2023 found that vitamin D deficiency, defined as serum levels below 20 to 25 ml, was present in over 70% of patients with proteinuria, and supplementation showed promising results in reducing protein leakage. Here's how it works at the cellular level. Vitamin D has potent anti-inflammatory properties that reduce cytokine production in the glomeruli, those delicate filtering units we've been talking about. Inflammation is a major driver of glomerular damage and increased permeability. So reducing inflammation helps maintain the integrity of the filtration barrier. Vitamin D also regulates the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system, which controls blood pressure within the kidneys. By suppressing excessive renin production, vitamin D helps prevent the high intraglomerular pressure that damages filtering membranes. Additionally, vitamin D boosts your body's production of antioxidants like glutathione, which neutralize free radicals that would otherwise damage kidney cells. Some research suggests vitamin D may even help prevent fibrosis, the scar tissue formation that occurs in chronic kidney disease and permanently reduces function. A meta-analysis published in Kidney International Reviews in 2024, examining 18 randomized controlled trials, found that vitamin D supplementation reduced proteinuria by an average of 20–25% in patients with chronic kidney disease stages 2 to 4. Now, for practical implementation, adults aged 1970 need about 600 IU, 15 micrograms daily, increasing to 800 IU, 20 micrograms for those over 70. However, many kidney specialists recommend higher therapeutic doses of 1,000, 2,000 IU for patients with proteinuria, always under medical supervision. You can obtain vitamin D from sunlight exposure, approximately 10 to 30 minutes of midday sun, several times weekly for lighter skin tones, though this varies by location and season. Food sources include fatty fish, like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, which provide 400–600 IU per serving. Cod liver oil, with about 1,300 IU per tablespoon. Egg yolks offering 40 IU each, and UV-exposed mushrooms with up to 400 IU per serving. Many foods are fortified with vitamin D, including milk, plant-based milk, alternatives, orange juice, and breakfast cereals, typically providing 100–150 IU per serving. Critical precautions. Vitamin D is fat-soluble, meaning it accumulates in body tissues and can reach toxic levels if over-supplemented. Upper limits are generally set at 4,000 IU daily for adults. People with kidney stones, hypercalcemia, or certain granulomatous diseases should be particularly cautious. If supplementing, vitamin D3 is superior to D2 for raising blood levels, and taking it with a meal containing healthy fats significantly improves absorption, Regular blood testing of 25-hydroxyvitamin D levels ensures you're in the optimal range of 30 to 50 ml without risking toxicity. Number 2, vitamin E. Vitamin E functions primarily as a powerful lipid-soluble antioxidant, and this property makes it particularly valuable for protecting kidney cell membranes from oxidative damage. The kidneys are especially vulnerable to oxidative stress because they process such large volumes of blood containing various toxins and metabolic waste products that generate free radicals. Research published in the Journal of Renal Nutrition in 2023 demonstrated that vitamin E supplementation, particularly alpha tocopherol, reduced markers of oxidative stress in kidney disease patients by up to 35%. The mechanism centers on vitamin E's ability to donate electrons to neutralize free radicals before they can damage the polyunsaturated fatty acids in cell membranes. When these membranes in your glomerular cells remain intact and healthy, the filtration barrier maintains its selective permeability, keeping proteins in your bloodstream while allowing waste products to pass into urine. Vitamin E also has anti-inflammatory effects, suppressing nuclear factor kappa B, a protein complex that drives inflammatory gene expression in kidney tissue. Additionally, vitamin E supports autophagy, your cell's self-cleaning mechanism that removes damaged components and regenerates healthy structures. This is particularly important in kidney cells that face constant toxic exposure. A randomized controlled trial from clinical nephrology in 2022 found that patients with diabetic nephropathy taking 400 mg of vitamin E daily for 6 months experienced an 18% reduction in proteinuria compared to placebo. The recommended dietary allowance for vitamin E is 15 mg, 22.4 IU daily for adults, but therapeutic doses for kidney protection often range from 200 400 millinolats under medical supervision. Natural food sources provide the safest approach. Sunflower seeds deliver 7.4 milligrams per ounce, almonds provide 7.3 milligrams per ounce, hazelnuts offer 4.3 milligrams per ounce, and peanuts contain 2.4 milligrams per ounce. Wheat germ is exceptionally rich at 20 milligrams per 100 grams. Vegetable oils are excellent sources, with sunflower oil providing 5.6 milligrams per tablespoon, safflower oil offering 4.6 milligrams, and soybean oil containing 1.1 milliliters. For vegetables, cooked spinach delivers 1.9 milligrams per half cup. Broccoli provides 1.2 milligrams per half cup, and pumpkin offers about 1.3 milligrams per half cup. Red bell peppers contain 1.9 milligrams per pepper, and asparagus provides approximately 1.5 milligrams per half cup. Even avocados and mangoes contribute meaningful amounts at 2.1 milligrams and 1.5 milliliters per fruit, respectively. Important safety considerations. Vitamin E is fat-soluble, so excessive supplementation can accumulate to toxic levels. High doses above 1,000 milliliters daily can interfere with blood clotting, increasing bleeding risk, which is particularly concerning for people taking anticoagulants or antiplatelet medications. There's also some evidence that very high doses might increase prostate cancer risk in men and potentially interfere with cancer treatments. Always take vitamin E supplements with meals containing some fat to optimize absorption and prefer natural forms, D-alpha tocopherol, over synthetic versions, DL-alpha tocopherol, for better bioavailability. If you have kidney disease, never self-prescribe high-dose vitamin E. Work with your nephrologist to determine appropriate dosing based on your specific condition and medication regimen. Number 1. Vitamin C. Vitamin C deserves the top position because of its unique dual role. It's both a powerful antioxidant that protects kidney tissue and a crucial cofactor for collagen synthesis that maintains the structural integrity of your glomerular filtration barrier. This water-soluble vitamin is something your body cannot produce or store effectively, requiring regular dietary intake to maintain protective levels. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2023 found that patients with chronic kidney disease who maintained adequate vitamin C levels through diet had 30% less proteinuria progression over 3 years, compared to those with deficient levels. The antioxidant mechanism is well established. Vitamin C neutralizes reactive oxygen species and free radicals generated during normal kidney filtration processes and amplified in disease states. By preventing oxidative damage to the endothelial cells lining your glomerular capillaries, vitamin C helps maintain the negative charge barrier that normally repels proteins. The collagen angle is equally important. Your kidney's filtration membrane is supported by collagen type IV, and vitamin C is essential for hydroxylating proline and lysine residues during collagen synthesis. Without adequate vitamin C, this structural framework weakens, potentially increasing membrane permeability. Additionally, vitamin C enhances iron absorption, which is particularly beneficial for kidney disease patients who commonly develop anemia due to reduced erythropoietin production. Adequate iron status supports overall kidney cell energy, metabolism, and function. A clinical trial, published in Kidney Research and Clinical Practice in 2024, showed that vitamin C supplementation at 200 mg twice daily for 12 weeks reduced urinary protein excretion by 22% in patients with early-stage diabetic nephropathy. However, vitamin C presents a unique challenge for kidney patients. While deficiency is harmful, excessive intake can paradoxically increase kidney stone risk. High doses of vitamin C are metabolized to oxalate, which can crystallize with calcium to form stones, especially in people with compromised kidney function or pre-existing stone history. The recommended daily intake is 75 mg for women and 90 mg for men, with an upper tolerable limit of 2,000 mg daily. For kidney patients, nephrologists often recommend staying between 75 to 100 mg daily unless specific deficiency is documented. Excellent food sources include citrus fruits like oranges, providing 70 mg per medium fruit, grapefruit, offering 80 mg per half fruit, and lemons containing about 30 mg each. Strawberries deliver 85 mg per cup, kiwi provides 64 mg per fruit, and papaya offers 95 mg per cup. Among vegetables, red bell peppers are exceptional at 95 mg per half cup raw, broccoli provides 50 mg per half cup cooked, and Brussels sprouts offer 48 mg per half cup. Tomatoes contain about 17 mg per medium fruit, and tomato juice provides 45 mg per cup. Cruciferous vegetables like cauliflower and cabbage also contribute meaningful amounts. Unlike vitamins D and E, vitamin C is water-soluble, meaning your body excretes excess amounts through urine rather than storing them in tissues. This makes acute toxicity less likely, but also means you need consistent daily intake rather than occasional large doses. The timing of intake doesn't significantly affect absorption, though spreading doses throughout the day maintains more stable blood levels. For people with kidney disease or proteinuria, it's crucial to discuss vitamin C supplementation with your healthcare provider. They may want to monitor urinary oxalate levels to ensure you're not increasing stone risk, and they can help balance the benefits of antioxidant protection against the potential risks of oxalate formation based on your individual kidney function and history. Now let's talk about actually implementing this knowledge in your daily life without turning meal planning into a full-time job. The goal is creating sustainable habits that naturally incorporate these kidney protective vitamins while avoiding the harmful habits we discussed earlier. Start by making your first meal of the day count. Choose fortified cereals or oatmeal with vitamin D-enriched milk or a plant-based alternative. Add a small handful of almonds or sunflower seeds for vitamin E and include fresh berries or sliced kiwi for vitamin C. This simple breakfast covers all three vitamins without requiring elaborate preparation. For lunch, build meals around a foundation of leafy greens like spinach or kale, which provide vitamin E. Then add a protein source like salmon or sardines for vitamin D, and include colorful vegetables like bell peppers or broccoli for vitamin C. A simple salad dressing made with olive or sunflower oil helps absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. Snacking strategically maintains steady vitamin intake throughout the day. Nuts and seeds for vitamin E, oranges or strawberries for vitamin C. And if you're able to get outside, even 15 minutes of sunlight exposure contributes to vitamin D production. Dinner can feature fatty fish twice weekly for substantial vitamin D, paired with roasted vegetables like asparagus, pumpkin, or Brussels sprouts that deliver both vitamin E and C. On non-fish nights, mushrooms exposed to UV light or fortified foods can maintain vitamin D intake. The key is variety and consistency, rather than perfection. Track your approximate intake for a week or two to identify patterns and gaps. Then make minor adjustments. If you notice you're consistently low on vitamin D from food sources, discuss supplementation with your doctor. If vitamin C is lacking, add 1 additional serving of citrus or peppers daily. Small incremental changes sustained over time produce far better results than drastic overhauls that you can't maintain. The stakes here are genuinely serious, but the path forward is clear and actionable. Proteinuria isn't just an inconvenient lab finding, it's a warning that your kidney's filtration system is compromised and at risk of progressive damage that could eventually require dialysis or transplantation. Every percentage point reduction in protein leakage translates to slower disease progression and better long-term outcomes. By eliminating or significantly reducing energy drinks, excessive alcohol, high-sodium processed foods, and sugar-sweetened beverages, you remove major sources of kidney stress. By strategically incorporating vitamins D, E, and C through both food sources and medically supervised supplementation, when appropriate, you provide your kidneys with essential protective nutrients that reduce inflammation, combat oxidative stress, and maintain filtration barrier integrity. This isn't about perfection. It's about making informed choices consistently over time. Work with your healthcare provider to monitor your kidney function through regular urine protein measurements and blood tests. Adjust your vitamin intake based on your specific needs and function level, and make sustainable dietary modifications that you can maintain long-term. Your kidneys are working tirelessly to keep you alive and healthy. Give them the support they need before damage becomes irreversible. Start today with one small change, whether it's swapping that energy drink for water, adding a serving of salmon to your weekly meals, or scheduling an appointment to check your kidney function and vitamin levels. Your future self will thank you.